The Embalmer's Grimoire. Episode 1, The Body on My Table. Oh, God. My head is killing me, I said as I picked myself up off the morgue's floor. Drunk at work? That's expected. But what's different today? What's different is the body on the table. Rosalie Myers. The one person I swore I'd embalm sober. She wasn't just some name in the obituary. She was a friend of my mother's. Maybe even my first friend. She gave me peppermint candies as a kid and, as an adult, offered advice I never asked for. The kind of woman who smiled at strangers, just in case no one at home smiled at them. And I gave her this. A drunk, messy embalming, reeking of bourbon and formaldehyde. She was kind. The kindest, actually. She made home-cooked meals for single mothers she didn't even know. Wrote handwritten cards for people grieving their pets. She once stopped me at the grocery store just to tell me I smelled nice that day. Even then, I didn't believe her. But she meant it. So when it came time to embalm her. Yes, I'm drunk. But I also do what I do best when I'm drunk. Witchcraft. I did more than the stitching and draining. I opened my grimoire. Not the parts with curses or soul binding. Not the parts one uses on the wicked. For Rosalie, I chose something different. Something softer. A ritual for comfort. A passage for peace. I lit the candles the way the book said. Laid the peppermint candy she gave me across her heart. And whispered a prayer in a language I don't remember learning. If there really is a heaven, Rosalie deserves all of it. And for once, just once, I hope I helped someone truly move on. I don't do my magic for this, to bring peace to fresh souls. I do the opposite actually. But Rosalie? She deserves peace. I remember her husband's funeral. A few years ago. Yes, I was drunk, just drunk and looked presentable for once. She handed me a peppermint candy in the back pew. Slipped it into my palm like she always used to. Jayse, remember, don't chew it too loud, she said. And I finished her sentence for her. Because God can hear it. A phrase she told me since I was a kid. She smiled. Like she always did. Like I mattered. Maybe the peppermint candy was to cover the bourbon on my breath. Or maybe she still saw me as that same child that would hold her hand when the thunderstorms would scare me. She never judged me. Just smiled. Like her grace was louder than my shame. At her husband's funeral she said, "When it's my time, I'd like one of the Vlair sons to embalm me. I don't want someone bitter and evil touching me before I go to heaven." She said it like it was simple. As if my heart wasn't filled with hate. But I think she meant my brother, Elias. He had light behind his eyes. Made people laugh. The only Vlair man who didn't count his cash after funerals. I miss him. My best friend. He was taken too soon. He was in a car accident. A speeding drunk driver. The drunk driving bastard lived. He had a good lawyer. Killed my brother and a family of 3. And he got away with it. His rich daddy owns half the banks in the city. Bought his way out of jail like it was a clearance sale. I don't believe in karma. Or justice. But I do believe in balance. And I know he'll get what's coming to him. I just hope I'm around when he does. Better yet, I hope I'm part of it. My great-grandfather? Soul as calloused as his bare hands. The embodiment of bitterness. Only smiled at the sight of money. My granddad? Fake smiles and fake condolences. He didn't care about the deceased or their families. Just the families' wallets. He used to say, "Only 2 things in life are certain, death and taxes. And son, in our business, both are in our favor." My father? A cold sociopath. I guess that's where I got it from. We were built bitter, the Vlair men. Except my brother. My sweet brother. And now there's just me. A drunk. With a scalpel. And a grimoire that smells like guilt. In case you haven't pieced it together. I'm Jayse Vlair. A mortician who dabbles in black magic. And may or may not be a high-functioning alcoholic. As I embalm Rosalie, I laugh, thinking of our memories together, and about her 2 final wishes. 1. That I embalm her when the time came. Easy. 2. That I finally grow a backbone and ask the flower girl across the street from the mortuary on a date. That part? Not so easy. I laughed when she told me to ask her out. I told her crushes were for kids. Rosalie replied, so is being scared of talking to pretty girls. She is pretty. She's the prettiest. Maribel is her name. She's perfect. Sweet. Pretty hair, perfect smile. A laugh that my mind plays on repeat. But she doesn't talk to me anymore. She just sits there at her stand, still as a statue, watching me. A hopeless glare. Some days I catch her through my office window. Quiet, distant, like she's waiting for me to notice her. And when I go outside to talk to her, she's gone. I used to think maybe she was just busy. But lately, I think I did something wrong. No. I know I did something wrong. A few months ago, I had a night. The kind of night you bury in whiskey and silence. A night full of regret. I stumbled out of the bar, slurring, spinning, yelling. I knocked over her flower stand. All the flowers right into a puddle of mud. I don't remember what I said. I hope it wasn't cruel. But since she avoids me, I assume it was. And I'll never justify it, drunk or not. She didn't deserve that. And ever since that night, she's never spoken to me again. I've tried to catch her. Tried to apologize. But every time I get close, she's already gone. I know I said I can't justify my actions. But that night I was missing my brother. I miss him a lot. I was looking at old videos and pictures from our childhood and I just lost it. I just spiraled and drank too much. Which led to my attempt. That same night, I tried to take my life. Woke up with my grandpa's revolver on the floor. An empty bottle of bourbon. And the kind of silence that never really leaves you. I figured I was too much of a coward to go through with it. Or I passed out before I could pull the trigger. But when I woke up, there was a book beside me. The Grimoire. Covered in bourbon, embalming fluid and blood. Blood that wasn't mine. I don't know how it got there. I tell myself it found me. I mean, it appears the night I almost pulled the trigger. Strange. I haven't pieced together whose it is. Or the faded initials it wore. I only know it offers answers. Answers I'm terrified to read most times. But I do read it. When I'm drunk enough. Angry enough. And lonely enough. And that book? It taught me things. Weird things. And at times it feels like it speaks to me. In languages I don't even know, languages I've never even heard. In the few months I've had it I have learned. How to see a soul's thread. How to feel their weight in the room. Not just the body. But the truth of who they were. The good. The evil. Everything in between. God might pass final judgment. Sure. But sometimes, if I'm lucky, I get to judge them first. And when I do, I don't just decide what happens to their bodies. I decide what happens to their souls.